love zombies, demons, ninjas, and over-the-top action, and just general overall carnage?
Well, if you do, you're in luck, because we've got a selection of new games that will definitely help you get your gore on.
Let's start with one of the last month's biggest releases and one of the best reviewed games of the year so far, Devil May Cry 5.
Yes, now this is definitely my game of the year, if not game of the decade. And this is exactly the game that Devil May Cry fans have been asking for. It pairs the classic Devil May Cry stylish action we love with absolutely gorgeous modern graphics, and it advances the story to tell the next chapter in the lives of Dante and Nero. It is intense and it is amazing.
You mentioned Dante and Nero, but they aren't the only familiar faces we'll see in Devil May Cry 5. Fan favorites Lady and Trish are back. We'll even meet new characters like Nico, a tech and weapons expert, and the dark and moody V. Every mid-2000s teen girl's dream come true.
Yes, that's an understatement right there.
Right?
But I think the thing about Devil May Cry is that there are so many characters that people adore, like legendary characters. And so for them to create new characters, it had to be a little daunting, because how do you live up to that? But they really did. I mean, Nico, for example, the internet is just in love with her and want to see more of her. I am one of those people because she is incredible.
See, I know nothing about Nico. I'm familiar with some of the other people because they've been in other games, in cameos, unmentionable games that are fighting games and RPGs, but I recognize some of the people, but I don't know who Nico is.
She is funny, she is amazing. You've got to play the game, you'll love her.
I will take your word for it. You gotta check out Devil May Cry 5. If you love stylish third-person action games like Bayonetta, classic God of War, Ninja Gaiden, Heavenly Sword, Darksiders 3, and even the action elements of Nier Automata. If you've never played a Devil May Cry game before, don't worry, this is actually a great place to start. There's an option on the home screen that will allow you to quickly catch up on the story without playing the previous games.
And I really like that they added that because, you know, not everybody wants to play every game before that, especially since, you know, they're pretty old. But if you do want to dive in and do that, you do have the Devil May Cry collection with the first 3 games that have been remastered, as well as Devil May Cry 4, which has already been remastered before too. But so either way.
This really excites me, I won't lie, because I haven't played it since the original Devil May Cry came out, and I've been wanting to jump back in, but it's been so daunting with all of the prequels, and just, so this is awesome. I'm super stoked.
It's a lot of work, right?
Yeah.
I played Devil May Cry 3, I think was the last one, and it was just, I remember being a really, really hard game.
It is. That's one of the hardest games of all time. Before they had to re-release it easier.
I don't want to go through that again. Just don't.
All right, so next up, let's talk about the latest entry in another genre-defining franchise, Mortal Kombat 11. Similarly to Devil May Cry 5, this is the first Mortal Kombat game designed for modern systems, so we're seeing these characters and the franchise's signature bloody action in a whole new way.
This excites me.
I saw you pumping your fist.
I was like, yes.
I mean, I'm pretty sure almost everybody has played a little bit, at least, of Mortal Kombat, whether it be like the really old games or anything that's been a little newer. But this time around, I mean, the graphics look a lot more realistic than ever, and you're seeing these characters that you recognize, but in a whole new way, which is cool.
Yeah, if you haven't played since the first one, you have to ask yourself, how far has the spinal column and vertebrae evolved since then, you know? Can I see the C1 through C5? Is that good now?
Yeah. Those finishers are my favorite. They're so entertaining. Every time I'm just like, yes, bring it.
Win or lose, you're just like, oh, that was awesome.
So satisfying. Yeah. Mortal Kombat is legendary in the world of fighting games, and since NetherRealm Studios took over the franchise in 2011, every entry just keeps getting better and better. The game features an incredible single-player campaign with a deep narrative that continues the story where Mortal Kombat 10 left off. There's also a full array of local and online multiplayer options. Because of these things, Mortal Kombat has found a place in the hearts of casual players as well as with the pro and competitive fighting communities.
And the roster of characters is a big part of the fandom around any fighting game. And Mortal Kombat 11 seriously delivers in that department. This time around, we've got series staples like Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Sonya Blade, Johnny Cage, Raiden, and Kano, as well as returning fan favorites like Scarlet, Cassie Cage, Baraka, D'Vorah, and Jade, and even new characters like Garrus.
You did the thing.
You know what the thing is, right? If you haven't seen the movie, you have to see the movie anyway, right?
I love the movie so much.
It's so bad good, I think was the way you put it, right?
Yeah,
bad good.
Yeah,
there was even a TV series for a while, too.
I did not even know that.
Yeah, it was on like TNT. It was as good as the movie. Which is why you should play the game instead. The story's really good to imagine, so.
All right, so the last game we need to talk about is a brand new PlayStation exclusive called Days Gone. The game places you in the role of a biker named Deacon St. John as he fights to survive against terrifying zombie-like creatures called freakers.
Although it may share some similarities with other popular zombie-focused games, TV shows, and movies, Days Gone definitely manages to bring some new elements to the genre. From the rapidly evolving freakers that will attack you in massive coordinated hordes to the game's focus on your bike as not just a mode of transportation, but also a vital element of survival.
The game takes place in a harsh and dangerous open world where everything is a threat. People, animals, and of course, freakers. Environmental elements will also pose a serious threat with dynamic weather and day and night cycles that can influence enemy behaviors and dramatically impact your gameplay.
We'll have more on Days Gone later in the show, but when it comes to exclusives, you've got to hand it to PlayStation. They've really been on a roll over the past year with award-winning releases like Detroit Become Human, Spider-Man, and God of War.
Yes, there is no denying that. And speaking of PlayStation exclusives, we got a pretty cool PS4 exclusive item right here. This is the Astro C-40 TR, and it's a fully customizable gaming controller designed for serious and professional gamers.
No matter what kind of games you like to play or what your preferred play style is, this controller will help you take your skills to the next level with replaceable analog stick and D-pad modules, as well as fully remappable rear buttons, designed and positioned for optimal functionality.
It features seamless low-lag play in both wired and wireless modes. And of course, since its controller was designed by Astro, they had game audio in mind. So even in wireless mode, you'll experience high-fidelity audio, something you won't get with standard controllers.
Yes, and you can even use the Astro C-40 TR customization software to create, save, and even share your controller customizations. So if you want different sensitivity and button configurations for different games, you can easily set them up and switch between them.
Here's one of the best things about this controller. It offers over 12 hours of battery life on a single charge, so you won't need to stop or swap controllers during marathon gaming sessions.
The Astro C-40 TR gaming controller is available right now. For more details, or to pick up a C-40 of your own, talk to a guest advisor at your local GameStop store, or go to GameStop.com/Astro.
Okay, it's time for you to watch a few commercials, but don't worry, we'll be right back with more GameStop TV.